ॐ जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। Sri Ramakrishna spoke, reassuring to the devotees. Some think, oh, I am a bound soul, I shall never acquire knowledge and devotion. For that, Sri Ramakrishna tells the story of the tiger it had forgotten, it did not know what it was, because just at the time of birth, it was born amidst goats. It had not seen a tiger. It grew with the goats and started living like goat. And one day, a real tiger saw it and gave back its lost identity. The Ramakrishna is telling the story is, I am a bound soul, I shall never acquire knowledge and devotion. That kind of looking down upon oneself. Each human is born with equal amount of good and bad, right and wrong, merit and demerit, papa punya, merit and demerit. Why should we see, when both are equal, why should we see at the lower aspects of my existence? Let me see to the higher aspects. I have both merit and demerit, good and bad. Tendencies are also equal. Some things are pulling me towards the world, some things are pulling towards it. Not that I am totally bad, I am not totally good. But if each time I look at my lower self, I get lost. I slip down more and more. Each time I look at my positive aspect of my existence, I get elated. I get full confidence. Yes, I can do that. I can. So, looking at the positive way, we have to walk. So there can be no fear if the Guru's grace descends on one. He will let you know who you are and what your real nature is. The Guru's interference is an important part in the journey of a soul. A soul emerges from the absolute, appears in the relative existence as a tiny creature holding on to the supports of nature. It starts surviving, and that has to expand back to its source. And Guru, it's traveling. The moment it touches the world, the karma begins. He enters into the karmic cycle. Do actions, then there is reaction. As a reaction, he has to pass through the joys and sufferings. While passing through again, he is doing karma. And that cycle never ends. And lives after lives should be carrying without shelter, being driven by nature. My own nature, I move about. And then somewhere the compassion of God will be always, it will be waiting for an opportunity to make a enlightened soul or an elevated soul or a highly advanced soul to meet this jiva. And for the first time in the scorching moon, he finds an umbrella kept over him to relieve him from the heat that he is passing through. Then first time he finds relief. Oh, with all, but my tendencies will be such, it will be not accepting or willing to accept it. I can't do, I will not do. Such things will be coming again and again because of the old tendencies. In spite of that, Guru takes great patience because he is Guru. Like mother taking great efforts, putting great efforts and with lot of patience and tolerance working on her child, the Guru works on. And Guru's working cannot be seen because they operate through another dimension unknown to us, the dimension which is beyond our senses. Because the soul is under the karmic load and the management of karma can be done through the Prakriti. So Guru will be managing his karmas. He will be how to destroy his vasanas, how to destroy. Slowly to bring him and keep on the track. It takes a lot of time for Guru. And every person, what he has acquired is not only the secular knowledge, spiritual knowledge also he acquires, which is not suitable for him. So many paths are there, so many things, hearing here, there, he decides, I have to go by this path. And it doesn't tally with the Guru's instruction. He adopts the Guru's instruction in the understanding that he is going through. There the delay comes. It is not a diversion, but it is a digression. Temporarily he is moving away. Guru has to wait. And his tendency, spiritual tendency he has acquired in the world, which is not his path, it is not his way. But hearing here, there, seeing, asking, learning from the people and things which it is not his path. He has already acquired some understanding. He tries to judge the Guru's words rather than, oh, is my Guru telling correctly? And total acceptance of Guru's word, just to drop away all thoughts of spiritual understanding, to begin a new life, he finds it difficult. All these corrections, Guru has to go on doing. Then interferes the ego. Ego is such a tremendous thing. It is always associated with kartritva, bhoktritva and jnatritva. The old tendencies drag him towards the bhoktritva. And kartritva he possesses and utilizes in various ways in fulfilling the ego. And all these corrections, he has to cut some branches, he has to prune some shoots. So much of work the Guru has to go on doing till the tree starts moving vertically up. The evolution should begin, spiritual evolution. It may take a few lives for the disciple to reach that, and Guru will be watching, waiting, moving, struggling with the disciple to take him across, to take him beyond. That means that Guru who has taken that responsibility, there can be no fear if the Guru's grace descends on one. Oh, with all that, like mother struggling for her child, weakest child, like that the Guru struggles. He will let you know who you are and your real nature is. Once telling will not work. You are Atman. He hears the I am Atman and he tries to be the body. He understands. He cannot implement. The implementation is called Anusandhana. Anusandhana is a process. Understanding is a part of study, Adhyayana. From Adhyayana, we get the understanding alone. How will I go? What will I do? Understanding alone. When Guru teaches also, it remains as an understanding. When he sits and starts practicing, you are Atman, you are not this body, practice, then I am Atman. Like when I say I am Vinayakananda, there are no two. I am Vinayakananda. I and Vinayakananda, one entity. Two words I am using. Like that, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham and Brahma, I am not identifying. I as Brahman, I is Brahman, I am Brahman. So this identity of dissolving my individual existence in the reality is called Anusandhana. And Anusandhana is unbroken, unceasing effort. Anu is to follow. I am going on, Anusara. Every step I have to follow that. Every moment I must be conscious of it. That is Anusandhana. Morning few minutes I did, or 1 hour I sat and did Aham Brahmasmi. And again as body I moved about. Again evening 1 hour, Aham Brahmasmi, I started. It will not work. Once Anusandhana begins, he is in his awareness, he has eliminated that he is body. He is objectifying the body, subjectifying with the eternal existence, Brahman. So this is the Anusandhana. Some mantras are meant for japa, repetition. Some are like these, Aham Brahmasmi and all. These are put for Anusandhana. Be that. Acquire this, acquiring, acquire devotion, awaken love. Devotion is acquired, and divine love is awakened. It is my property, it is in a sleeping state, I have to awaken. Devotion is I am acquiring from nature, Mother. So, various ways to move forward. If the devotee practices spiritual discipline a little, the Guru explains everything to him. So, he has to practice. Guru waits upon, tells everything, helps in every possible way, throws light on the path and waits. He has to now take part and actively work into. The Guru explains everything to him. Then the disciple understands for himself what is real and what is unreal. Bodily existence that I am is unreal. I am Atman is real. I am bliss absolute is real. I am Satchidananda is real. God alone, I am a sinner, I am a virtuous man, all these are unreal. God alone is real and the world is illusory. One night, a fisherman went into a garden and cast his net into the lake in order to steal some fish. The owner heard him and surrounded him with his servants. They brought lighted torches and began to search for him. In the meantime, the fisherman smeared his body with ashes and sat under a tree, pretending to be a holy man. The owner and his men searched a great deal, but could not find the thief. All they saw was a holy man covered with ashes meditating under a tree. Next day, the news spread in the neighborhood that a great sage was staying in the garden. People gathered there and saluted him with offerings of fruit, flowers, and sweets. Many also offered silver and copper coins. How strange, thought the fisherman. I am not a genuine holy man. And still, people show such devotion to me. I shall certainly realize God if I become a true sadhu. There is no doubt about it. If mere pretense of religious life can bring such spiritual awakening, you can imagine the efforts of real sadhana. In that state, you will surely realize what is real and what is unreal. God alone is real and the world is illusory. He is pretending to be a sadhu, but only God is Atman and nature knows the truth. All people who saw did not know the real. He is a thief, they never knew. They offered their worship to him, everything. What all services they can offer. You are surprised. If my pretense is bringing so much of fruit, and what happens if I become a real sadhu? I will surely realize God. He says, I shall really realize God. This conviction, how this conviction came is from the pretendence. He's pretending. Pretense itself has brought him to the real. And he knows his worth now. He has put efforts, and that efforts have converted into. Now, all the time, such a thing may not happen, but it does happen when the grace of God, grace of divine, and his own intellect try to grasp the truth. How shall I go? How shall I go about? His intention was not at all there, but there was an element within. Now Sri Ramakrishna is telling here, because deep within what is, it's going to come out. Deep within, you may think, I may not be suitable, but deep within is yourself, is divine. Deep within you, yourself is divine. The divinity wants to manifest somewhere. Here, this has been the occasion. In some other's life, some other thing may transform the person. Some other incident may awaken the spiritual consciousness. Oh, I am so and so, now I have to strive to attain. Let this be end here. So this struggle, because Sri Ramakrishna is making you understand, good and bad are superimpositions on you. Beyond that is your real self. That will come out somehow. Little struggle is sufficient for you to bring it out. One of the devotees said to himself, "Is the world unreal then?" The fisherman, to be sure, renounced the worldly life. What then will happen to those who live in this world? Must they too renounce it? Sri Ramakrishna, who could see into the man's innermost thought, said very tenderly, "Suppose an office clerk has been sent to jail. He undoubtedly leads a prisoner's life there. But when he is released from jail, does he cut creepers in the street? Not at all. He gets a job as clerk again and goes on working as before. Even after attaining knowledge through the Guru's grace, one can very well live in the world as the Jivan Mukta." Thus did Sri Ramakrishna assure those who were living as householders. Whatever you are, after realization, actually after realization of God, all the external things will go on as they are. During sadhana also, he will not be much aware of the external things, but he does all his duties of life diligently, lovingly, as an offering to God. He is offering, he is worshipping God in and through all his activities. And it's offering, he consciously offers his actions as a service unto God, as an offering. So here, when the sadhana is going on also, he doesn't leave the work or duties of life. After also he doesn't. He takes care. Because now in the beginning he is split into two. Some part is taking care, some part is absent. Nature is participating in his actions. Afterwards, after realization, is no more body. It is completely nature guiding and nature taking. Now, there are forces working in him as they were earlier. It is making him move in the same direction. Now, it is nature guiding him through all actions and activities. So it will not stop. And in fact, a sadhaka does with great care all his activities and things. He doesn't hesitate to, because he is very conscious nothing should go wrong from my hand, should not happen. And afterwards it will never happen. What is good for all is going to. A Jivan Mukta, even if he doesn't do anything, he is teaching through his life. So all things continue with great peace and love. The sadhaka and siddha are always free from all bonds of the karmic load. Sadhaka also, once the sadhakatva a person acquires and start doing sadhana, he is not governed by karmas anymore. He is governed by will of God, will of nature, Divine Mother. Because he is sadhaka now. He is unwinding what has wound. Unwinding is done through action. Winding was done through action, unwinding also is action. In those days, out of greed, out of necessity, he was doing for himself. Now he no more does for himself. It becomes release. Manilal, sir, where shall I meditate on God? when I perform daily worship. An important aspect. We have in detail seen how it happens, meditation. Here we see Sri Ramakrishna, Sir, where shall I meditate on God when I perform? Because the meditation, so many types of meditation, so many places of meditation. Some say you meditate in the Ajna, some in the Sahasrara, some in the heart. Here and there, where should I meditate? Sri Ramakrishna is, why? The heart is a splendid place, meditate on God there. Addressing him, the master said, Kabir used to say, God with form is my mother, the formless God is my father. Whom shall I blame? Whom should I adore? The two sides of the scale are even. The why meditate in heart is that it's the only place where Saguna Sakara sadhana is possible. Below the Anahata heart, there cannot be manifestation of God because it is Jiva Tattva. The lower three chakras are Jiva Tattva. And from Nabhi to Kantha is Prakriti Tattva, Vidya Tattva. And above is the Shiva Tattva. Here also we don't have form. The form starts dissolving after Vishuddha. Form is possible, Saguna Sakara, Guna and Rupa is possible only in the heart. You can have the vision of God only in the heart, or God must come from outside in taking the form. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.